It's Monday, and you know what that means. It's an all-new BumCast live. I am your host, HBIC, the head bum in charge, along with Bologna and Dougie Freshness. The Southside bum is on assignment this week. Gents, how we doing?
Not designated for assignment, just on assignment.
Just on assignment. We haven't DFA Johnny. He's just couldn't make it. He's got a thing to do. So, guys, let me start off by saying Happy Father's Day to you both. Hope you guys had a great Father's Day and with the family and everything.
Thank you.
I am just a fur dad, so I don't get any of the attention and stuff, but good for you guys.
No.
Happy to have you guys.
Happy Father's Day to you too, Jason.
Thank you.
I'm sure someone's called you daddy in your life.
Yeah. It's actually weird. Like when that happens, I get a little cringe with it. I mean, with the exception of the beard, I don't give off like daddy vibes to anyone. Like, no, it's just like, I mean, maybe in another life, I wish I was a zaddy, but I'm not a daddy in any.
All right, now explain a zaddy to me.
Yeah,
zaddy is like the older, like guy, like in his late 50s, early 60s, who's like built, chiseled, like George Clooney would be like a zaddy.
Ah, okay. So you got time. You got time to build up to that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, we got a guest tonight. We got Brian, MagnificentStan. He is going to be joining us in a little bit for Arrachera Gate. Sox are still going right now. It is 3-2. A couple back-to-back dongs from AV and Lou Bob. Got this offense finally woke up. That's also a good one, Alex. Yeah, Zaddy is Lancelin after 16 Ks. We're going to talk about that in a bit. But we're going to talk a little weekend first. First off, Dougie, I saw you're drinking a Modelo. Peter, are you drinking tonight?
I've got a Modelo in my favorite koozie. Right there.
The now number one selling beer.
The number one selling beer, thanks to the Chicago Sports Bums. I'm still waiting for Modelo. We tweet at them every time and again. We're waiting for that sponsorship. We will not take on a beer sponsorship unless it's Modelo. And that's a joke. If any other beer company wants to sponsor the tailgates, you're more than welcome to. I will switch like that. And then, of course, a little bit of the Wrestle Reserve store pick that you got me, the Binnie's pick.
Very nice, very nice. So let's talk a little weekend first, guys. It was a good weekend. We had obviously Father's Day was all day Sunday, but Saturday it was a drinking day. First off, I started a day. I went back to the gym. I played basketball again, and I will say, I shot a lot better this time. I just had to get in my groove, but I was nailing the jump shots. And
what about pop shots? I didn't give you enough shit for the pop shots that you talked about last week. I don't even know what is a pop shot? I haven't heard that term since like 1963. Like you and Pistol Pete Maravich are taking pop shots.
No, like for me, like pop shot is like when you're running down the court and then you pop for like a 3-pointer, like a Steph Curry kind of thing.
Okay.
I still can't do those, man. I still fucking suck at doing my shit is like way over the in the area. But what's funny is I'm struggling. I'm trying to make some of my shots. I'm trying to get in my groove. And on the other end of the court, there's this dad with two of his kids, maybe like his son who was like 5 or 6, maybe 7, whatever. And his daughter looked like 8th grade freshman, 11, 12, somewhere around there. And this girl was just nailing everything. He was like feeding her jumpers and she was just like nailing this shit left and right. And I'm over there like fucking airballing free throws and everything. And she's just like swish, 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 swish. And I'm just like, please don't look over at me because I'm very embarrassed right now. And even the little kid was hitting like better shots than I was. So, I mean, this dad, whatever, he's got his kids on he had him doing drills and everything. Like,
you were sharing a gym with LeVar Ball, or what was going on over there?
it must have been, man. Like, but yeah, this girl, man, she's probably gonna be in the WNBA one day because she was hitting a lot of every shot. She was nailing it, man. She had a sweet I don't know what you call it, sweet stroke. I don't know.
This is a great comment by Brian. You need to shoot a free throw, Rick Barry style. I was about to say Barry White style. That would have been bad. Yeah,
Like,
Rick
that was grandma style, right?
Granny, yeah, Granny style.
Yeah,
You
granny
remember
style.
Shaq tried that for a little while, and then he said nope.
when I used to play, go ahead.
Yumper was like, you and Beef should play 1-on-1, make it happen. And I thought about doing this last week when we were talking about sports and getting back into it, because the CHGO guys are in like a Chicago media softball team, 16-inch softball. I don't think there's one sport where the Chicago sports bums would dominate. I like the 108 guys just are way taller than us. So like basketball is like out of the occasion. We're just gonna get boxed out.
I can't tackle my sock summer.
Like softball, I don't think we would. A bums softball team, you think we would do good?
Maybe we just get like a pool league going. Like I'm pretty good at pool. I don't know about you guys.
That's not a sport. That's a freaking rec game.
All right. What about volleyball?
That'd be interesting. No,
Still the tall factor.
Yeah,
Still the tall factor.
dude. We're gonna get spiked. We're gonna get the what's the meet the Fockers?
You just gotta know how to do some. You just gotta know how to dig it out, man. Dig it out. Do some digs and.
Somebody make that into a GIF.
That's me.
Joey P. If this was 20 years ago, I would say wiffle ball we'd be undefeated. Johnny was the big power bat. I thought myself the Pedro Martinez of wiffle ball, but we've all got like reconstructed shoulders now. We can't throw a wiffle ball anymore. Dougie can't. I can't. Yeah. We're done with wiffle ball. I will never throw wiffle ball again. Even if my kids come to play, like, you want to play wiffle ball? Nope. Because
I can be quarterback because as long as I can throw it to like a 9-year-old and beat him in the chest from 35 yards.
What about kickball?
Yes. Kickball, now we're talking, Dougie. Now we're talking fucking kickball league. Let's
playground sports is we'd fuck. Yep. Dodgeball, I think we would do all right in.
Yeah.
Anything from 7th grade.
See, that's where we would win. We would win in dodgeball because there's a lot bigger targets with them. There's more to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So like Johnny would be like the last one standing because no one would be able to hit Johnny.
Oh man, yeah. He's not even here to defend himself. But yeah, that's probably
true.
He's agile. He's quick. He's fast.
Not only that, he's got the muscle, man. He'll put some fucking mustard on that ball when it gets thrown in.
But yeah, any drinking game, we're in.
Oh, we're done.
Yeah.
That's our number one. That's our number one
kickball. Yeah, I'm in for that. So yeah, Saturday, that was with Johnny. He was with me and my wife Sarah. We went to AEW Collision at the United Center, and I'll tell you guys a little story. We started. I met up Brewhand Luke. Shout out Luke. He came out to Binny's in Bolingbrook by me. They had a beer fest at the store, so we got to try a whole bunch of different local breweries. Obviously, they had like the ones you guys already know, like Noon Whistle, Sound Growler, Meadow Monkey. Who else did they have there? Pollyanna, Workforce. So they had a lot of good stuff, and they had like their seasonal stuff too. So, like we get to try a lot of beers. So we started pretty early in the day. Started about 1:00, and I had probably about 13 different samples of beer. They give you a good, like that much pour in your glass. So it wasn't a cheapy pour.
For the people listening at home, is about 3 ounces.
Yeah, yeah. So after that, we're going to have a time set up. We were going to go meet everyone for a little pregame. And we were going to go to the Ogden, which is right by the United Center. If you guys ever been there, it's literally like a 5-minute walk to the stadium. Those motherfuckers were showing open on Google. And then you get there and the whole thing was closed up. Lights are out, chairs are up. Like, despite it saying open, even on their hours, they were fucking closed. Apparently, they only open for Bulls and Hawks games. Like, they don't open up for random events at the United Center. So
that's lame.
Yeah. So there's all these wrestling fans who basically only have like 2 options for bars in the area. It was like the Ogden or Billy Goat. So we walk down the block to Billy Goat. Good food, full service bar, you know. So texting all the people that we were meeting up with, saying, hey, you know, come to Billy Goat, come to Billy Goat. And now I will say I was drinking for a time, so my emotions were a little high, but we're doing kangaroo court today, but this is my story to tell you guys because I text you this and me and Johnny were pretty heated. Heated.
Continue your story. I'm going to start putting a timer on this like MSS 5 minutes.
That's funny. So the fourth bum, Joey P, friend of the bums. I texted you that I might have to revoke his fourth bum status for what he's, you know, he disappointed us, basically. He cucked us. So this whole week in the group chat that you guys are both in for the wrestling people was saying he's going to come up and join us at the Ogden. He's going to pregame with us. He was with one of our friends that you guys know, Manny.
Shout out Wevel.
Yes, who's you've known for many years. I've known for almost 30 years. Johnny's known him for his entire life, basically, like 35 years. So it's not like just like it's a random guy. It's one of our boys. You know, like we've hung out with them. We've partied together, like grew up together. Like, so it's like, okay, guys, come to the Ogden. As soon as we found out that they weren't going to the Ogden, they fucking just like bailed us completely. They were like, no, fuck you guys. We're going to, they started coming with all these excuses like Manny's got his shit. We're gonna drink in the FanDuel Center. Like for some reason, the Billy Goat was off limits for them, and it's like just come with us. Who cares? It's a Billy Goat, you know. Like just come join it. Like you're already there in the parking lot. Like just come join us. The excuses were flying, man. It was left and right why they didn't want to come join us. So we finally gave up, and then we met them for a drink inside the stadium when we got there a little after 6:30ish, and they were found out that we're close by in sections. And I see Manny, and he's like, "Oh, you pissed off?" And I was like, "He's like, why are you pissed off?" I'm like, "Cause you're a fucking little bitch." He's like, "What'd I do?" I'm like, "You can't fucking come and drink with us at the Ogden." This motherfucker will text me on random days and be like, "Dude, I fucking miss you. When we gonna hang out, bro? It's like, you know, how you been?" You know, and then I'm like literally like a block away and he can't come and fucking hang out. But it's kind of on brand for him, right? Peter, you know him. Johnny, if it was joining us, Johnny would, you know, say the same thing. The funny thing is when I called him out, he was like, "It wasn't my decision." He pointed the finger at Joey P. And then Joey P looks and he's like, "It wasn't my call." Apparently, they were doing the Spider-Man meme to each other saying it wasn't their fault. No one wanted to take they were both throwing each other under the bus. It was quite the spectacle.
Two things. Joey P can do no wrong. So I'm going to assume the blame goes to Wevel. So that's one. Two, you get butthurt. You get butthurt about these things. I don't give a fuck. You can tell me you're coming to my wedding, and if you don't show up, whatever, man. That's literally no sweat off my back.
I was a little heated. I've calmed down. I was like, yeah, I wanted you guys to know, like, because I told you guys, like, oh man,
you were mad when you're.
Yeah, I was a little, but it was just because, like, you know, like it wasn't just like someone that, you know, like we're acquaintances of, and you know, like just saying, hey, come by and you can't make it. These are like friends for like a very, very long time. Ones we haven't seen in a long time. Now, I would have been okay if they said, you know what, fuck Billy Goat, hate that place, we don't want to come, like we'll see you guys inside. And fine, that's fine, you know. But the excuses is where I start drawing the line.
That's the thing. It's a lot easier, and this might be a life lesson for everyone. It's just a lot easier to tell the truth. Hey man, I don't want to come. I'd rather catch you later than to jump around and do all of that thing.
Blame it on Manny shits and everything.
That I agree with. Well, maybe Manny did have to shit. We don't know.
Billy Goat. No one wants to shit in the stadium bathroom anyways, though.
Dude, we've known Huevo for a long time. This is the most we've talked about Manny in the history of this podcast. But if people don't know him, he's a pretty boy. There's no way he's shitting in public. There's just no way. He's not one of the common man. Me and Dougie, we're shitting wherever we could find. I don't think
Yeah.
Huevo's shitting in a Billy Goat bathroom.
That's probably why I want to go to the FanDuel Center. It probably had nicer bathrooms.
FanDuel Center looks nice.
Yeah. So, like I said, I would have just appreciated if you said, like, fuck the Billy Goat, hate that place. Like, but if they didn't want to come, they didn't want to come. Oh, maybe he didn't want to admit that, and he was shitting for 20 minutes. Maybe that's why he tried to throw Joey P under the bus.
Maybe he got a little toilet paper on his butt like you did last week.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is too is like they were also with Manny's cousin that we call Useless. So I was trying. I did a sidebar with Joey, and I said, "Dude, just leave the two fucking clowns there and come join me and Johnny." I'm like, just fucking come. Like, leave them over there, man. You can see them later for the rest of the show. Like, come hang out. And there was people who wanted to meet Joey too that were there as well who haven't met him yet. But still a good crowd. We had a good time over there. And thank you for the beers, Joey. It was a nice peace offering. I'm not gonna. You still have your 4th bum title for life. So
I can't believe I'm going to say this right now.
yeah,
let's fucking talk White Sox.
Let's talk some White Sox. Let us talk some White Sox. Let's get the banner going and everything too. All right, so Sox had a quite a week. What we got? Oh, it's commercial right now. Anyone know the score right now?
It's 5-2.
They gave up
End
another
of 7.
run. Yeah.
Judging by the comments, someone up there said Bummer sucks. Yes. Shout out Brian. He'll be on in about 20 minutes.
Yes. So, okay, Sox had a weekend. We knew the West Coast road trip was going to be bad. They took one against the Dodgers. They had one against the Mariners, so it was about as, I guess it could have been worse, but it's kind of what we all expected, right? But there is some shit that came out. Now, I will say, I didn't get to watch much of the Mariners series because, one, Apple TV, fuck you. Number 2, on Saturday we were at the AEW all day, so we did have it on. I caught like the second half of the game at the Billy Goat, but I didn't get to see the walk off at the end. So shout out Zach. I don't want to say his name is
Zach Remillard. So that's a thing.
I want to say like Rumelade, like a nice. But
we could have gone a lot worse if it weren't for career minor leaguer Zach Remillard.
And then I didn't get to watch the game much yesterday, just following it on my phone because Father's Day, stuff like that. So I missed most of that, but we have some stuff to talk about. So we'll start with the good. Lance Lynn. My God, 16 fucking Ks. Good for Lance Lynn. He went out there for the franchise record. He tied the franchise record. He tried to get the franchise record of 17 Ks. That motherfucker finally showed up and was shoving. Thank God. Let's hope that this is hashtag back for Lance Lynn. Did you guys get to catch the performance yesterday?
I did.
I saw 33 swinging strikes. So fucking awesome when you get that many swinging strikes. But thoughts on?
It was vintage, old school Lance Lynn. It was old school fuck you Lance Lynn. He had command of all 4 pitches, and he had people guessing. And that's when he's at his best. The problem is it's been few and far between. But yeah, dude, I think yesterday I watched most of it at my in-laws' place, and he was dealing. We need him to do this more often. Mm-hmm. And my question to you guys is, if he does do it more often, if he, I don't want to say, Stella got his groove back, but if Lance Lynn gets his groove back, then do you pull the trigger and trade him?
That's if they're fire sailing, man. And we're going to talk about Rick Hahn's comments because he met the press earlier today, and I have some of his comments. So we'll talk about the trade stuff in a little bit because there's more to that trade story as well. But unless they're fire sailing, yeah, I think if he starts doing good, he could definitely be trade bait.
Yeah, Alexis is in the comments. He's always pitched well in Seattle. I think his last 2 starts have been unreal, and then he's just got a history of pitching well in Seattle.
Yeah, I think his last time he pitched in Seattle last year, he had like 11 Ks too.
Yeah.
Dougie?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. I was just chilling in the backyard with my pops, just banging a bunch of beers, and we were watching the game outside. And I was like, wow, holy shit, like let's fucking go. And the one thing that pissed me off was like I was shocked that he went back out there again, with 100 and whatever pitches he did,
113.
and then 100, yeah, and the dude drops a fucking bunt, one pitch in, and then they pulled him. And I'm like, at that point, like if you put him out there already and he only gave up one pitch and you're trying to get it, what's the big deal? Let him go for one more batter.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, didn't fucking matter, but let him go. I don't know.
No, I think I should have let him at least try to get that. Yeah, that was a bitch move too by
Colton Wong.
Colton Wong.
I wanted an early bum of the week for Colton Wong. I mean,
Mhm.
I get it. If you're an opposing player, you do anything you can. And he bunted. That sucked, dude. Lance Lynn was pissed. He was looking back at him like he wanted to fight him for a little while.
Yeah.
But this goes to a bigger picture of I've got this tweet loaded up by Noah Phelan. Just in this last week, the Sox had a 5-1 lead in the 8th inning. Loss. Sox hit 4 homers and a Dylan Cease 10 strikeout game. Loss. Lance Lynn sets the record for single game strikeouts. White Sox record. Loss. Even when you get good performances, this offense stinks, dude. This offense stinks out loud, and they're broken. I can't sit here week after week and start blaming Pedro or the bullpen or the starting pitchers. I'm blaming the bats from here on out because you got to start scoring more than 1 and 2 runs a game.
Yeah. Well, the one big knock I will put on Pedro is his fucking lineups are terrible.
No, yeah, I agree with that.
Like,
let's take at him.
Let's talk the burger thing, because he had the comment that he got very heated on Sunday about people asking why Jake Berger was batting 8th in the lineup when you have your best hitter, and then he says, well, he's going to get his 4 at-bats. You put the fucking star of the show, the guy who just came up and got lucky with the walk-off with Zach Remillard, and he gets the 2-hole. Like, fuck, motherfucker, Jake Berger hit a grand slam one time and was like on the bench the next day. Like, I don't get what Pedro's disdain is for Berger, but like this team has like so many like they can't make any mistakes if they want to win a game. Like, there's no room for error, right? So you need your best players in there. Yeah, is Jake Berger going to strike out? Probably. Is he going to swing at everything that comes his way? Probably. Is he going to maybe get you a 3-run homer? Probably. So you take the good with the bad, but you don't bat him 8th, say he's going to get his 4 at-bats, and then the next thing you know, he only gets 3. Like, Pedro already got proven wrong in that aspect. So I don't get his lineups either. The fact that, his comments with Tim Anderson, I hope Tim Anderson's still enjoying his Father's Day, people, because that was fucking, like, you got to ask permission for him.
And then the balls, like, he drops him in the lineup to the 2-hole. Get the fuck out of here. Seriously. I mean, if you're gonna drop him, you fucking drop him. Going from 1 to 2 don't mean jack shit.
No.
Yeah.
That's a troll job.
There's no rhyme or reason. That's the thing. His answers are like canned, nonsensical garbage. If you were to sit there and tell me, well, Jake Berger is statistically this much better in the 8th hole, which if you look at the splits or whatever, he bats pretty well batting 8th. But he's also your best batter. Because he's there.
And he's batting most likely with people not on base ahead of him.
Yes, bat him where he should be. And he just has no answers. That's the thing that's scary. Is he hasn't had answers even during the offseason with the Fleetwood Mac thing, and it's like he can't give you the answer to his favorite band, Fleetwood Mac, and he's like, "Oh, what's your favorite song?" "Oh, I like them all." Like, no, they just give me an answer, just one answer. Why are you batting Berger 8th? So that sucks.
Yeah. So here's the whole thing. Even if they go ahead and they like pitch around this dude, right? And so let's just say like, hey, he moves him down in the lineup and he starts getting pitched around. Jake Berger is arguably the third or fourth fastest guy on the fucking team. So now you've got the third or fourth fastest guy getting walks. I mean, it works.
Yeah.
But
no, it's simple, just common sense lineup construction. Like, just put the guy who's hitting the most dongs, who's going to probably be your only all-star, put him fourth, fifth. Like, it's not that fucking hard, you know?
Yep.
And let's hope that Benintendi and Lou Bob or one of those guys can get on base before him with a walk or a base hit or something, and Berger can get up and hit a Berger bomb. Like, it's not that hard. Like, don't bat him eighth. It's fucking stupid. Like, and you need to have your guy get the most at-bats possible. And if you're always batting him eighth, and he's going to end the season with, you know, a significant amount of less at-bats than, you know, your guys who you're just calling up the next day, it's fucking stupid. And shout out to Sean Anderson for that rant that he did about it as well. That was a great rant.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Was it good? Yeah.
It was very, very good.
Definitely recommend looking it up.
Benintendi had a good West Coast trip.
Yeah. Let's hope that he finally got his first dong of the season. So that actually happened. Let's hope that I'm going to eat my words. I said he was probably going to get his first one like July or August, and he was going to have like one or two. So let's hope that this is the start of at least him having a few home runs. All right. I wanted to bring this up to you guys. I had a theory about Tim Anderson that I wanted to run by you, because everyone knows, like, everyone's been talking about Tim Anderson's struggles. You know, why is he having down year? Is it the drama with the family and all that, or is it just the injury? He's not ready yet. Everyone's talking about it, right?
Mm-hmm. I
love a good conspiracy theory. So I'm going to give you my conspiracy theory, my theory on why Tim Anderson is struggling this year. Tim Anderson is going to be a free agent pretty shortly. We all know that. He's having his problems with his wife. You know, she knows about the other woman, the kid, all that. They say they're working on their marriage. My theory is she's only sticking around till he gets that bag. And then when he secures that bag, she's taking half and splitting. TA knows this, and he's purposely tanking his value, so when his contract comes
Get
up,
out of
he
here.
gets a lower amount of money.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
Bring me in. You're fucking crazy, man.
I said it was a conspiracy theory.
Brian S. We
Go
said
put your
940.
tinfoil hat on, bro. That's nuts.
I had a nice intro prepared for you, Brian.
It was a crazy conspiracy theory. I love a good conspiracy theory. That's what I'm saying.
Tim Anderson's a robot. That's my conspiracy.
That's what I'm saying.
That's just as likely as what you just shot out there, man.
When he gets the less money in the contract, and then she only gets less of the money, and then he'll turn it on again. He'll get his second contract, will be a big ass fucking bag. And
this is the worst, dude. Even if I would much rather have half as the guy losing the money. I would much rather have $200 million than $50 million. No matter how much you're taking away from me.
Even like when you get like 200 million, right? That the government's still taking half of that, like right off the bat. You know, like even more with the taxes. Especially, you know,
she's a fucking. Isn't she a fucking she's got like a doctorate, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
I like Tim Anderson's wife.
Yeah.
I've actually met her at a game. She was so nice.
Yeah. I'm just saying she's holding out and she's going to take half that shit out of spite. And Tim knows it. That's my theory. Hey. I said it's
not
crazy,
only that. So she deserves half of it.
She does.
Oh. And she's already got the kids, so she's got them this 18 more years.
Can I say something about Jake Berger real quick?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
April and March, 995 OPS. May, 839 OPS. June, 722 OPS. You know what his batting average is this month? It's 160. The guy hits a homer or he strikes out. You don't put that guy at the top of the order. I'm not saying hit him 8, but you don't put him at second. It's, you know, the guy that's been getting contact and really good contact is Eloy. Eloy should be hitting second behind Benintendi. But
I like that.
But the whole theory that he needs to hit third or fourth, he's not getting contact. He's either hitting a home run or he's striking out, and you can't have that at the top of the order. He's got Joey Gallo numbers this month.
6th? Would you? I'd rather have him batting
Sixth,
ahead
seventh,
of
you gotta have
Grandal.
I say
Yeah.
fifth or sixth.
Grandal. If you're batting,
Where
Berger
he was,
deserves
I
the
think he's
bat
sixth
ahead of
tonight.
Grandal.
I think sixth is fine, but and that's more because at the bottom you have Andrus, who's done nothing, and a lot of times
7, 8, 9 is
Sevy,
it's a black hole.
right?
Welcome to the show,
hi,
Brian.
everybody.
I had a
Welcome,
great
Brian.
I had a great intro ready for you. The host of Getting Drafty Pod, the host of the.
I was hoping you see me like waving my arms, like bring my ass in.
He was having a conniption at Jason's conspiracy,
My conspiracy theory.
That was awesome.
Let's just go over a couple of these quotes today from the Rick Hahn presser before we wrap up our White Sox talk here. These are in no particular order, so I'm just pulling them up. First one from Scott Merkin on Colson Montgomery. Colson is going to play today for Arizona, and he'll be there hopefully over the next 2 weeks, playing regularly, and then join an affiliate after that period of time. Definite progress has for Colson.
Good to hear.
So he's been injured. Also, I just want to, my only comment on this is shout out again to Rick Hahn for finding another person with another fucking bad back who's going to have continuing back problems and another top prospect that's going to be injured for the White Sox going forward.
Larry
Good job.
Bird. Don't put that juju on Colson Montgomery.
It's not juju on him. It's juju on the fucking team, man. No one can fucking stay healthy.
You just hope that the support staff with the the trainers and whatnot can keep him going. But
yeah, I mean, if we're gonna fire sale this shit in a fucking month or so, then he better be the real deal and be ready to take Tim Anderson's place or whoever's going next.
I think he'll take Moncada's spot at third.
Yeah. That. All right, next one here. Rick Hahn was pissed off hearing this morning's attention-grabbing comments regarding Pedro Grifal's job security from, quote, John Heyman. Hahn said, as he has before, Sox assigned zero blame for Grifal for the team's record. Hahn said he called John Heyman, who said he was just speculating. Yes, Heyman was speculating. Good old Heyman and Bob Nightingale reporting the same thing in a matter of days. Wonder where that's not a coincidence, right? That both Heyman and Bob Nightingale are reporting kind of like the same trope there.
It's we've talked about this before. It's the whole Game of Thrones Littlefinger, secrets, telling secrets, and people spreading gossip that wants to be heard. Right. I don't think it's any surprise that Bob Nightingale and Heyman are reporting about the possibilities of White Sox doing things, because you got to get your ducks in a row. You got to get prepared for when it actually happens. I saw you, Jason, going back and forth with one of the Guillen boys. Right?
Oh yeah, he just chimed in after I replied. I replied that comment to Herb on Herb's post about it, and I just said, Bob and Heyman like have a common denominator in common. Coincidence? It's always Kenny and Jerry, right? That's their. And then he's like, I don't know. He just went. I just let him go and rant and everything. I was like, yeah, go ahead, dude. Like, whatever. But everyone who knows that's Kenny and Jerry who talk to those guys a lot. So, but Hahn says like he assigned zero blame for Grifal. So is he saying that? Is he finally admitting that he's at fault?
Yeah,
like,
I think he is. Yeah.
Because he said if he's not the right man for the job, then he would be the first person to resign. So I'm waiting for that resignation.
You're waiting for that to happen? You're gonna wait a long time.
Well, I'm trying to remember who came out with the report the other day that said if they're gonna unload, they're just gonna unload the guys that are expiring contracts, and anybody that's long term is gonna stick around. So that is pretty telling. It kind of tells you that Hahn's kind of a lame duck guy. If they're gonna get rid of any of their long term pieces, they don't want him doing it.
Right.
No. So no, definitely don't want Hahn dealing for the future pieces in rebuild 3.0, right? Like fuck.
Although you can say he's not bad at trading ready-made talent for young pieces.
Prospects. Yeah, he's done it.
The Sale trade, it's blown up on our face a bit, but Sale has had one good year in Boston. He's been hurt since. Yeah. And then obviously the Quintana trade was a win from the first moment,
Yeah.
I mean, the Quintana trade is the feather in his cap.
The Adam Eaton one too. Giolito. We got Giolito for Adam Eaton. Come on.
He had Dane Dunning.
All right, but
Yeah.
hold on.
That's not fair.
I've been waiting for this, Jason. You were so pissed that they traded Dane Dunning. And then we got Lance Lynn, and you became immediately the number one Lance Lynn fuck you.
I was happy with getting Lynn, and he had those 2 good solid years, but now he's fallen off big time, except for last week. But it's all the DFA talk. He's like,
he wasn't going
Keuchel
to get DFA'd.
No, I know he's not. They don't have anyone to replace him. That's the main problem. But it was all like the Dallas Keuchel talk again. Now it's Lance Lynn 2023. And Dane Dunning right now has like a 2-something ERA in Texas.
Yeah, he's having a great year.
Yeah. So, I mean, is this the pitching version of Tatis? I don't know, but time will tell. But Lance Lynn's probably going to be gone after this season, and we have no pitching depth, so it is what it is, right?
It could just be Dane Dunning's had a hot 6-7 start.
It could be. It could
Yeah.
be. Yeah. We don't with a pitcher. You need at least 2-3 years of success,
Right.
sustained success. To see if that really worked out or not. Next quote. I got 2 more left here. This one was interesting from
That was
Bob
Nightingale.
Nightingale's.
Yeah.
Several veterans in the Sox organization have privately expressed that they would welcome a trade, and considering the way they are playing, may soon get their wish. But they have not formally asked for a trade. So my first thought is TA. Grant, you don't think so?
I think it's Grandal. I think it could be Benintendi, believe it or not, and some of the pitchers, especially
maybe
the bullpen guys. Yeah, well, Giolito's good at putting on a good face, so maybe he did, but he did mention that he loves LA last week. So
No, but you're right about the bullpen guys. I mean, I could see Deacon and Kelly wanting to go somewhere where they're contenders, and I know Kelly's hurt right now, but still,
Wait, Deekman's not on a team anymore.
Graveman.
Or, I mean, Graveman. I don't know.
Kelly pitched tonight. He looked good. He was over 100 last inning. So
yeah, Graveman. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, but anyone on the offense though? You think besides Grandal?
No, probably not.
I would welcome.
Andrus will probably get traded for nothing. Grandal, I think they'll get something for Grandal, especially if they kick in a little cash to pay for whatever's left on his contract. TA, I think they'll probably put their toe in the water, but this team's been too built into Tim Anderson the last couple of years. He's the guy that they've been putting on all of their promotional stuff for a couple of years, and I don't think they're ready to stop that, especially with a very manageable contract for next year.
Yeah.
All right, last quote here. Rick Hahn said it's too early to peg Sox's trade deadline sellers. Also continues to completely back rookie manager Pedro Grifol. Yeah, you're going to be sellers, dude. I don't care if you're going to be 11, 10 games under 500. I don't care if you're within striking distance of they suck.
Well, he also said something interesting today about not just winning the division is a barometer as to whether or not they make any moves. It's also being able to compete in the playoffs, which, yeah, okay.
No,
Yeah.
they're not going to hit you.
They haven't done that in 2 decades.
Right. But they got the Rangers. They got the Red Sox. Red Sox would be in first place in the AL Central if they played here. So it's not a good week for the Sox, against matchup wise. They need that All-Star break bad, though. I will say that they need to mentally reset this team and get some of the Nixon bruises and soreness out of their system for a few days.
But I mean, this team has been this team for a season and a half.
Yeah,
closer to 2 seasons at this point.
No, it is. It's not working, right?
Yeah.
So, but you can't trust Rick Hahn to do it. So,
Nope.
You know what's funny?
They don't sell.
Right.
But don't you think that's the reason? The reason why, Rick Hahn doesn't want to sell is because if he does sell, this might be it for him.
Could be, or maybe he just got a mandate from Jerry, don't trade. I wouldn't be surprised.
That's the more likely scenario.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the standings because we got Boston coming in this weekend. It's funny. If the Sox were in the AL East, they'd be 19.5 games behind the Rays.
It's crazy.
Jesus Christ.
They're only 5.5 now.
Still winnable.
Oh, we didn't get.
Fucking
Surprisingly, it's
terrible.
ninth inning. We didn't get anything with the bases loaded.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
shocked,
looking at the
everyone.
comments.
Yeah, Jake Berger struck out.
That's shocking too.
It
All right.
wouldn't have happened if he was hitting second. Shit.
You're right, because he wouldn't have been batting.
That's very true. All right, so it's time. The main event, right? We brought Brian on for Arrachera Gate. We had Brian. We had you on. You had us on. Me and Dougie last week.
Yeah.
Talk barbecue, draft some barbecue. Thank you for having us.
Anytime.
And then as always surrounding myself, there's always some controversy. I guess I'm like Eminem. Controversy always.
I think that's
follow me.
understating it, dude. You fucking rage quit like 4 minutes in.
That was for show, man. That was
more for show. I've known
known
Jason long enough to set the table for people that don't know what's happening. Explain to us why there is an Arrachera Gate, Jason.
So I told when we were at CHGO, I told me and you were talking to draft, and you brought up we both were asking Dougie what he was taking 1-1 because I mean like obviously it didn't matter, what he if he told me what he was picking doesn't matter for me, I can't do anything about that. He's got first pick, and he said he didn't know. He's like, but I got something that's gonna shake everyone to the core. He was like hyping this up, and
It's like a Vince McMahon line right there, man.
yeah.
So immediately my antennas went up because Dougie, since we've known him, if you guys follow him in the 108 tournament, he loves doing these things. He loves leaving little breadcrumbs or Easter eggs. And when he tweeted out that it's going to shake you to your roots, immediately you should have known what he was doing. And I text you. And now I'm going to come out looking like a bad guy because there is no collusion involved. But
No,
I told Jason,
I text
for it.
you.
Yeah.
I know you did because I texted you what I was going to draft if no one picked it, and you were like, "That's a good pick." And I told him I was going to take Arrachera, and I'm just going to automatically win all the Mexican vote, And then Peter, you started saying, "Well, make sure you draft beer. Beer is 1-1. Beer should be the number 1 overall
Hold on.
draft pick." What?
I
Okay,
have
there
the
you go.
results
There you
here,
go.
so you guys can watch them. I'm going to get the banner out. All right. Once again, for those that don't know what we're talking about, Brian and Dougie came on Jason and Dougie went on Brian's show, the Drafty Pod. They drafted barbecue food. It's basically a main course, a side, an appetizer, a cocktail, and a dessert. Dougie and Jason in the first round basically drafted the same thing. Dougie went Arrachera Tacos 1-1. 4 picks later, Jason, thinking he is outsmarting everyone, goes Arrachera straight off the grill. And while I agree with you, Jason, and if I'm looking at this board right now, and for those people listening on the podcast, I suggest you probably watch it on YouTube, like and subscribe.
Please.
I think Jason, I think you won this draft. I think you won this draft like hands down on a technicality.
Except the soft batch cookies thing was pretty weird.
Yeah.
No, soft batch cookies are good.
So
not weird.
here's why I wanted to have Brian on, because I knew immediately when Dougie went Arrachera Tacos and you rage quit. I'm like, Brian, you're gonna have your hands full with this guy. and at some point,
So
At some
I
point,
always feel like, real quick, I always feel like I'm not the host of the show or the star of the show or anything like that. I think like all my guests are the ones that I just kind of let them do them and pull it out. And I mean, obviously, I'm going to anticipate Jason going on a tirade at least once. I think it was more like 2 or 3 times during the show.
I was drunk as fuck that day.
That's fine. That's But yeah, it wasn't anything I wasn't expecting. Like when I invite Jason on the pod, I'm thinking he's gonna freak out at least twice. And
old man yells at cloud.
right,
That's right.
and that's fine. That's what I want.
Look,
yeah.
It made for an
I
entertaining show.
think
Sorry.
this episode had more reaction on Twitter than any of my other 18 episodes.
So here's what I wanted to ask, Brian. Going forward, do you think you have to have like a veto system or at least some sort of like checks and balances?
No.
You thought the Arrachera?
No, man. I've always wanted this to
okay?
be. I don't think it's okay, but at the same time, I'm not going to limit anybody. I want it to be a laid back environment where people can do what they want, and I'm not gonna, if he'd have picked a shit sandwich, I'd have said okay, go ahead. Like that's just how I envision that show to go. Like I'm not gonna sit there with a clipboard and be like fuck you, we're not doing that. That's not me, man.
Because
if Jason would have picked a shit sandwich, he would have said, "Oh no, straight off the lawn, no bread,
no bread."
Right in your mouth, man. Piping hot, right in your mouth. See, because like I said that it's a barbecue draft, and technically you drafted tacos, which isn't really a barbecue. I'm not saying I don't love what you picked.
Yeah.
I love Arrachera tacos. If it was a food draft, that would be one pick for me. I have made Arrachera tacos before. Peter's been over at my house. He's had them. We've done them at tailgates. I don't consider it a barbecue food. I went on a technicality. It backfired on me because some people voted against me despite that technicality. I thought I was trying to play a little chess here, and like I said, find a loophole. It didn't work.
Can you put up the other comment John said about the Arrachera crepes?
So I feel like
that cracked me up.
I feel like if I would have just done straight Arrachera, he would have backed it up with Arrachera tacos right after that fourth pick.
Oh yeah, he was gonna take it no matter what. There was no.
I would.
That's true.
If Dougie picked that, I probably wouldn't have taken tacos. If I 100% would have taken brisket.
Okay. It would have been like Peter or Jason taking Paperboy in my Nintendo draft. And
So
Jackie
I tried to
gone rage quit.
The only thing I myself really thought I fucked up on was taking potato salad instead of Spanish rice. I should have went straight. Mexican. I should have went straight Mexican. I fucked up on that. I had a brain fart on that because it's Spanish rice all day with the Arrachera.
That Spanish rice, you would have batted 1,000. You really would have. The thing, Dougie, beer is 1-1. I don't get beer was the consensus. I mean, you have to have beer at a barbecue. Well, you don't have to have any of these other foods at a barbecue.
I do agree, but it says cocktail. It does not say drink. Cocktail, look at the definition of cocktail. Nowhere in there does beer fit.
Dance for me, all of you.
But
nowhere.
Who goes to a barbecue and has a cocktail? It's like, please
I'm
serve
not
me up
disagreeing with you.
A nice drink. Everyone goes to a barbecue and says, "Where's the cooler full of beer?" Or they bring a beer. No one's walking in bringing like a fucking handle of 1800 and a bag of limes and some margarita mix. Like, no one's doing that shit, man. They want fucking beer at a barbecue.
I totally agree, but I just went with cocktail. I mean, obviously you already took Modelo. You could have just said beer, and it could have just been a blanket.
No, I went for
beer possible.
I went for the number one beer brand in America right now. I had to take the number one beer brand with my.
Take that, Bud Light, even though you own Modelo.
Yeah,
but
America.
I mean, look, for some reason, Alexis won with fucking key lime pie and people over a grill drinking their red wine sangria. That's some fancy preppy fucking
this is like
baby shower barbecue here.
Alexis is having like the Catalina wine mixer.
Yes. Yes.
See,
He's having the fancy pants.
I mentioned it in our DM group after the show. Is like you guys. It's like Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani being the two best players in baseball and kind of canceling each other out for the MVP award. You guys cancel each other out because you took the fucking thing as your main dish.
Yeah.
Like I said, you guys were screwed from the get go. And Beefloaf's right about Dougie's draft. Like Dougie's gonna need to get a second mortgage on his house to throw in a barbecue.
Dougie's charging $85 a person. Is what
Brazilian grilled pineapples. Come on.
All right. So the next revelation, I guess you will. Dougie, was the fact that during this whole argument and discussion, it was revealed that our cooking guy does not marinate his arrachera in beer like you're supposed to.
Right. Yeah. So here is the reason why I don't. So when first got into the whole arrachera game, I was told, hey, you got to do that. You got to do that. I was ignorant enough, and I used Dos Equis, which Dos Equis made it taste fucking terrible. And I never went back. I just went back with the tried and true and everything like that. And I never went back because, I mean, now I know Dos Equis sucks, and it's a terrible fucking beer. But I was ignorant back then and didn't realize. So that's the reason why I didn't. Well, but yesterday I did.
There you go.
Maybe we need to just make everyone who comes to Whiskey at Comiskey on Saturday just have arrachera right off the grill. # no tortilla.
No plates.
Nope. Just come
grab your... walking into the stadium with blistered fingers.
Right, exactly. Yes. Why does 108 look like a bunch of a herpes outbreak happening?
Fucking Freddy Krueger is walking through.
Yeah.
The one thing that came out of this was the fact that we're doing an arrachera off. Dougie versus Jason. I'm throwing my hat in the ring. And we said in the group text, I'm like, Johnny, you and a couple other people could be the judge. And he said, no, you guys don't know. I want in on the cooking competition. So it's going to be all 4 bums in the arrachera off. And we're going to have some of the...
you and Johnny going to make it the same way?
No.
No? You're going to do it different than how you told me your grandma makes it?
Yeah, because I have things I haven't taught you. I'm like Palpatine and you're burnt ass Anakin. There's still stuff you don't know, my man.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna have to get like the best cut of meat possible then to figure out.
And then
I'm okay with that.
Penguins, we're gonna have the penguins and the significant others be the and it's gonna be blind. We're not gonna tell people who's is which, and we'll find out.
We're gonna poke eyes out.
Who has the best arrachera?
Yeah, no, I think it's a great idea. We could settle this once and for all.
No tiramisu in the arrachera off, by the way.
No, I'm gonna bring mac and cheese to that. Though. I'm gonna make a giant tray of mac and cheese.
Hell yeah,
yeah,
I'm down with that.
It's a bum off. Meat out, boys.
I do have to tell you one thing. So, and I told Peter this. The moment that I knew I was going arrachera was actually at CHGO, because when you two were over on the couch giggling like 2 little schoolgirls talking about like, hey, this is going to be my first pick. And he's like, oh yeah, you already won. I was already going back and forth between arrachera and brisket. And I was like, blah, blah, blah. And then as soon as you two started talking about that and started laughing, I'm like, going fucking tacos. I'm like,
what, I should have kept my poker face going for the entire.
Yeah.
Wait,
the 10%.
One more thing. No, one more thing about your damn poker face. I watched this draft twice, so you're welcome for the numbies.
Double views, all right.
You threw me under the bus. You said, "Fuck you, Peter." You told Doug, "I don't say shit, dude. I ain't no narc."
No, that was
right away. Immediately, it was my fault. Like, what the fuck did I do?
That was apologize for that. That was the wine talking. I was a little upset at the time. I know you wouldn't betray me like that, so apologize for that. No, that was bottle 2 of wine right there. That was.
Since you're dishing out apologies, I think you owe me an apology too, because you committed bum treason using the fucking bum account to try and score votes before Peter called you out on it.
You know what though? Okay, yes, Peter did call me out on that, and I did delete it. I did, the next morning I said vote for me or you.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw that. I rectified it and I said
that was probably after you used the bum account to vote for yourself.
Well, no, hand up. Like you posted that tweet right after the draft was over, and you guys were talking, and you used the main account to say vote for HBIC. Had I known that a non-bum was gonna win, I wouldn't have give a fuck who used the account for what. You should have just kept going with it.
I think we're forgetting to mention too when Dougie took that with his first pick, just to confirm that he didn't steal it from Jason. He called his wife.
Oh, that was so funny.
On the air on speakerphone to have her confirm that he makes it on the the
That was fantastic.
That was
so.
Good.
Thank you, Brian.
That's podcasting right there.
The barbecue drafty pod has literally consumed the bums for now going on 7 days.
Oh, I need to find more of these.
I think we're gonna have to limit the drafty pods to one bum per pod, because otherwise we're gonna cannibalize ourselves by the time.
This is part of the Penguins' strategy to tear us out from the inside.
Yes.
I have 3 Penguins on the show tomorrow, so we're just gonna fold up shop afterwards. I think.
Yeah, but like I said, congrats to Alexis and bribing her customers to vote for her when they, checking out instead of tipping her.
She won fair and square.
She apparently. I don't know who's going to a barbecue for sangria and pie, but apparently there's a big market out there for it instead of beer and guac.
I think I may have a Drafty Pod apron made for her.
There you go.
I like that, and I will say, the elote pasta salad does have me intrigued.
Me too.
I'm
very intrigued by it. So
I am intrigued by it as well. So maybe she can bring that with some Jello shots to the tailgate for her birthday on Saturday. So
speaking of which,
Whiskey at Comiskey this Saturday, June 24th, noonish, Lot B. Look for the bum flag. We're gonna be cooking arrachera right off the grill. No tortillas. No, we're gonna have all things Maker's Mark. Shout out our sponsor CD Liquors for providing us with some nice Maker's Mark bottles. We're going to have some BRTO2, some BEP, some cash strength. We're going to have some, believe another store picks, some regular Makers 101. So it's going to be all things Makers. But if you're not a Makers fan, that's okay, because we're going to have a whole bunch of other bourbon as well, too. So we got some new Larceny, some Elijah Craig coming through. We're going to have some other good favorites. So make sure you're there and just be ready to drink, people. That's all I got to say. It's going to be a great time, especially with some friends coming in. Alexis's birthday. It's going to be a fun time. I cannot wait. Before we bump some please people, drop those RSVPs if you haven't already, because we need to know by about Wednesday-ish how much food we need to buy for people. So we don't want to leave anyone out there starving. Usually we have a lot of leftovers, but we don't want to short anyone. So we rather have too much than not enough. So BYOT, bring your own tortillas. That's right. No flour, corn only. Before we bump some people, Jason, agree on that. You mentioned it at the beginning of the show. Brian was there. CMPunk's back. I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on that, because I feel like Brian just took a deep breath.
He was going to be my bum of the week and my MVB. So
all right, we'll save it. We'll save it.
All right, we'll save it for then. Save it for then, and I'll let you start the bums and MVBs then.
I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum.
Because you're training like a damn bum, you know that? Bum. A bum.
A bum. All right. Brian, you're our guest today. What do you got for me, pal?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. My MVB and my bum of the week is Phil Brooks, CM Punk. So I want to thank him as the MVB part of it. I'd like to thank him for helping spark such a crazy ass crowd, because everybody's fucking nuts in that place on Saturday. It's very loud. I've been to a couple of wrestling shows at the UC over the years, and I don't think it's ever been that loud. So good job with that. I also want to thank him for holding up the LGBTQ sign at the end. Obviously, that was off air. Yeah, I didn't get on TV, but it's nice. He's always been pretty forward thinking and progressive with that kind of stuff. So I appreciate that. Now, that guy's just a total piece of shit. So he talked about how people that boo him or don't like him are softer than the wrestlers that we follow. Philly, buddy, you just were in an article for ESPN talking about how you were afraid about getting receipts from other opponents for talking shit. So
the Hangman stuff.
Come on. Now, one quote I want to do real quick, and this will be the last part of it. He said in his promo, and I, what's kayfabe, what's real, what's not. I think it's all real. I think everything he said was real, and the fact that he's the only one that's allowed to say that, because I'm pretty sure everybody else is on a fucking gag order at that company, so they can't respond. 2, he said, "I understand the sheer magnitude of me makes people uncomfortable. Get over yourself. You're not that important. You're not the biggest piece in the business, and you never have been. That's why you never main event at a WrestleMania." Done.
All right.
And you're old.
I'm gonna. Yeah, he is old. I'm gonna go next because
old.
this is top. This has been very top of mind for people. It happened yesterday. It's my bum of the week / moron of the fucking century.
Happy Father's Day to all the Bears fans out there. Go Pack, go.
If you don't know who that was Packers quarterback Jordan Love, who, first off, might be the biggest fucking moron ever because you suck at talking trash. You haven't played a fucking, okay, he's played games, but he hasn't played. This is his first full season as Packers quarterback, and he's trying to pick up the trash talk from Aaron Rodgers, saying when Aaron Rodgers would be like, "Who's your daddy? I own you." Motherfucker, you just said that we're your daddy. You wish us a happy Father's Day. We fucking own you, bitch, and you haven't even fucking played week 1 yet. Not only that, this motherfucker looks like he should be in a TikTok house with fucking not Patrick Mahomes' brother, fucking making whatever the fuck his name, Jackson Mahomes. Fucking put them two in a TikTok house together. They should in fucking LA. That's what he should be doing instead of fucking playing quarterback. What a fucking nerd.
Are we allowed to talk about Jackson Mahomes now after all?
Yeah,
the,
no, he's
he's on like a Bill Cosby plane at this point.
Yeah,
he's done.
He's canceled.
Persona non grata.
You look at him though. He looks like a fucking. No one knows he's a professional quarterback. He looks like a fucking TikToker, man. Holy shit! But learn how to trash talk, and I can't wait till we fucking sack your ass week 1 and the Packers get blown out.
We got to get some pass rushers first, pal.
We do need some pass rushers.
They still need to get 2 or 3.
You guys palling each other. So. No, the one thing is there's a chink in the armor now, right? Dude, Aaron Rodgers, when he says I own you and stuff like that, there is some truth behind that for the history of his record. Jordan Love and the Packers in general are reeling. If you notice, the mentions and Packers fans, they don't know how to deal with this because it's the truth. I have a feeling the Bears have a good chance of beating the Packers twice this season for the first time in forever. So I'm excited about it. And just the fact that Jordan Love is out here doing these things,
that he just gave him a bunch of bulletin board material, and
yes,
Bears are going to be fired up.
I love it.
And I can't wait till he throws his first pick and in the first quarter, second quarter, and the Bears are just gonna be like, "Where your daddy now?" It's gonna happen. They're gonna pick him. They're gonna run in the end zone. They're gonna get the camera and be like, "Where your fucking daddy now?" Throwing a bitch for good measure too. Yeah, fuck that guy.
How did nobody in the social media team fucking stop that? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, it's playful, it's fun. People are taking it too seriously.
Because the Packers, so many teams are probably a bunch of fucking idiots too, who don't realize that that's not an insult. That's more of a fucking, you're insulting yourself. What
does Shooter McGavin say? Go back to your shanties.
Go back to your shanties. Dougie, the one thing about the social media team, I mean, we've done enough of these, car promos and Jason, you're in your deck promos and stuff like that. The fact that he's got his camera down here with the terrible angles, dude, you got to come up. You got to come up with that phone. I mean, that's just textbook 101. That's social media 101.
You think for a TikToker, he would know better.
Yeah.
All right. My second bum of the week is the MLB overseas game that they're doing right now. So the Cubs and Cardinals are playing in London this weekend. And this is kind of not because it's first off, it's only a weekend series. So what's the point of fucking playing 2 games in London, right? But it's this growing thing between NFL, MLB, NBA. They want to do all this overseas shit. This fucking shit's one-sided, man. There's no EPL games fucking playing meaningful games here in America. Fucking La Liga isn't doing that. Am I wrong, Peter?
EPL has been working on trying to get a game 38 that would be in the United States that would be part of the league. They've been working on it for like 5 years. I don't think it's going to happen, but they want it. Go ahead. Sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt.
But my point is, though, like, you don't see, like, fucking Barcelona and Madrid doing El Clasico in fucking, Chicago or anything like that. Like, it's such fucking one-sided. Like, why are we the only, like, country that puts meaningful sporting events, meaningful games that fans are that season ticket holders are losing out on because they can't go to these games? Why are we putting them in fucking overseas? They don't care about it. Go ahead, Peter.
Do you see the money that Lionel Messi is making at 36 years old with Inter Miami? He's making more money in one season than any NFL player in the history of the NFL.
100%. He's coming over.
They want that. Yeah. So they want that money. You have to market your brands. You got to market your players. There's only so much money you can make in the United States. Granted, the NFL is a machine. MLB is a machine. They're making money hand over fist by the billions, but there's so much untapped money in Europe because there's only soccer over there. There is basketball and rugby and stuff like that, but there's so much money to be made over there. I understand why they're doing it. Obviously, it sucks, and you don't want your players to fly out and risk injury and all this stuff. But I understand they're doing it.
I think you'll end up having like 2 or 3 NFL teams in Europe at some point.
100%.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. I'm not a fan of it, but I know it's gonna happen eventually.
It's the only sport where they're gonna grow and grow and just keep expanding and keep expanding and keep expanding. I think they'll end up having like 36, 38 teams in the NFL over the next 20 years. But yeah, you put a team in Munich, you put a team in London, you put a team in France. I don't know, Barcelona. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I know what's happening. I'm just like when the leagues come over for like the international friendlies, all the big stars they don't come over for that. It's like they're taking time off. They're just fuck that. Fuck America. Like, right? You're not gonna go over there. But we're sending, Cubs, we're sending the Bears and like all these teams like to go play overseas for what? I don't okay, you want to grow the game, find other ways to grow it besides putting meaningful season games overseas. Make it home territory. That's what you want to win games, home territory. So, that's fine. Whatever. I know people disagree with me. It's fine. I don't like it. MVB, the Chicken Ranch. You guys never heard of the Chicken Ranch?
The Chicken Ranch. No, enlighten us.
If you might have heard of the Moonlight Bunny Ranch, but the Chicken Ranch is in Vegas, and the one of the workers, the lovely ladies at the Chicken Ranch, offered all of the Golden Knights free sex with anyone whenever they want. Apparently, Jimmy Garoppolo already has this deal where he can come and have sex with anyone he wants free of charge. The quote was from to TMZ to Caitlin Bell was, "I almost fainted when I heard Jimmy sign with the Raiders. He deserves free sex for joining our team, but he gets free sex for life from us because he's just a legit babe." So
I took his high school football pictures.
It might be a bum.
I did.
Is he a complete babe?
A bum. He might be. He's a legit babe. This might be a bum. It might be an MVP. But the Chicken Ranch, free sex for champions. So good for them.
Rolling Meadows High School's own Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
Brian holding on to those negatives. Gonna pay out later.
Sell it to this lady. She'll pay for that.
All right, Dougie, like you're up next.
All right. I do not have an MVP this week, but I do have a bum of the week. Bum of the week, very blanket, goes out to deadbeat dads. Kids need a mother and a father in their life, and I think I can't even. I look at. I'm trying to not get upset. Everybody needs 2 good parents in their life, and kids deserve that opportunity. And if you're a sperm donor, do your thing, but it's fucking bullshit. So step up. That's it.
All right.
Sorry.
Won't get Dougie too heated at it.
Well said, Dougie.
No, I like it. Maybe that should have ended the show because now I'm gonna MVP and bum of the week. You two guys, Jason and Brian, for basically being in a pal off, and I had it saved before this podcast.
Now listen here, buddy.
Dude. So Jason had this promo promoting the BumCast and talking about how you were gonna come on the show, and then you say, I need to answer for my moderation ? You want to go that route, pal? And immediately I text Jason and I was like, that was the most disrespectful pal I've ever seen. I was like, you might have to fight Brian, man.
Well, I mean, you watched the video, right? It kind of insinuated that I was in trouble or something. I'm like, what the
No,
fuck?
I replied back. I was like, dude, he just Vince McMahon paled me, man.
And then
well, and you guys know me well enough at this point where you know, like, I don't mean anything by any of that. Obviously, you know.
And then Jason goes, I'm gonna get him back. So then I don't know if you guys go back 20 minutes. You paled him back, and I was like, oh shit. You're in a pal off.
I think like that could that word pal, like that can get like pretty disrespectful. It's like
Someone pals
condescending.
me. I mean, I'd rather be called a racial slur than someone pal me.
Oh, I'm calling you pal from now on.
I'm gonna fight you, Ryan.
Wait till playback, bro.
We're throwing hands on Saturday. You don't pal me, pal.
you make me shotgun enough beers, we'll throw down.
It was like the funniest thing. When I text Jason, I'm like, that was borderline disrespectful. All right, that was a side tangent. My real MVP, my real bum, Meghan Markle. I don't know if you guys saw this, royal family adjacent. She got $20 million from Spotify for 12 episodes of a podcast that apparently she was not interviewing her guest. Reports are out there that she had people on her staff and people on her team interviewing the guest of the podcast, and then she would come back and just splice in her questions as if she was reading them. Bill Simmons of The Ringer and Spotify, he oversees most of the Spotify podcasts nowadays, called her a grifter, which I thought was a fantastic line, which goes to a bigger point of the royal family's been grifters, right? They've been grifters for the better part of ever. Like I was going to say,
she just learned how to do it better with them being in the family now. It's like shit.
$20 million for 12 podcasts. So I mean, I guess snake it till you make it. So maybe instead of a bum, it's an MVP. She's doing something right. But holy shit, man! The fact that she wasn't interviewing Serena Williams and they just spliced in her questions. That's
reading that article earlier. You could tell Bill Simmons is totally gonna get sued for his comments today, though. Hardcore.
Yes,
he didn't just say they're grifters. He kept calling them fucking scumbags and all kinds of stuff. He went kind of scorched earth on them, and he shouldn't have.
And then my MVP for today, I might have to do the old Barry Horowitz pat on the back to myself, or might be sucking my own dick here. But I invented a new way of playing golf. Went golfing yesterday. Johnny was with me. A couple of my uncles set up a Father's Day golf thing. There's 8 of us. Haven't golfed in a while because busy life, work, whiskey at Comiskey's, all this other stuff.
Kids.
But we had fun. So I'm going to read you the rules of what I'm calling bum golf, and bum golf is the golf I'm playing from here on out. Golf, regular golf, out the window. So bum golf. One shot. So I shot a 98 or 90. I shot a 96. Not a good score, but first time out, first time playing 18 holes.
Is that 18 or 9?
18.
Okay, good.
I shot a 96. So we said, you take 1 stroke off for every beer or cocktail drank. Had a 6-pack of Modelos. So immediately now I shot a 90. Okay. For every ball not lost per 9 holes, you get a shot taken away. So I didn't lose a ball in 18 holes. That was impressive, to tell you the truth. So that's -2. So now I shot a very respectable 89. 1 mulligan for every drink purchased for someone else. So if you buy people drinks, now you get mulligans that you could use for your shots. Mulligans, not only on the tee box, it could be a putt, it could be anything. So now you buy a round, you get 3 mulligans. No more than 3 putts because no one has time to putt more than 3 times. We got to get this thing moving, things like that. I'm gonna revolutionize golf because I have a feeling I'm gonna add more. That's what I have so far. So I shot a 96. I did my math. Now I shot an 88, a very respectable 88, and we're having a lot more fun playing golf. So we're gonna keep doing this. I think I'm gonna try to get Aloha Mr. Hand and Mailman Jack to come with me to do a little bum golf, and I'll report back. So
Dude,
I'm excited about this.
Pete's gonna buy like 3 cases of beer for the round just so he can get all the fucking mulligans he wants.
You buy a cooler full of beer and you're shooting a 59 and breaking course records.
I was gonna say I've never done a round of golf, but I could drink like a motherfucker. So
here's the thing.
You know,
shout out my Uncle Paul, who's really been like the one that like tries to get people involved and books these things, and we all go. The first time he went golfing with us, we went 9 holes and he drank 12 beers. So he might be the king of bum golf. Dougie, you might be right there with him.
That's
sounds
good
like
stuff,
my
man.
guy.
Awesome stuff. All right, Brian, tell us what you got coming up.
Sure. This is the busiest man on White Sox Twitter week for me. I got tonight, and then tomorrow's Drafty Pod. We're doing a sports movies draft with Yumper, Sam Reeves, and then Sugar Baggy. Wednesday, me and Peter, CPG, always doing the AEW playbacks. And then Thursday, I got 1 or 2 things I'm doing. I might do a playback for the NBA draft on Thursday, or I'll be on another White Sox Twitter podcast to be announced. I don't really want to let it out of the.
No days off. No days off for Brian.
Yeah, I know. And then Friday Sox game, Saturday Sox game, and then Sunday going somewhere for Forbidden Doors. So big, busy ass week for me.
That's right.
Content machine.
Yep.
Brian, we will see you soon. Thank you for coming on and joining
having
for
me anytime,
Renegade. We'll see you guys this Saturday live in person. Make sure you're there, RSVP, and we'll see you guys Lot B Saturday, Monday next week.
Good night, Johnny.
Good night, Johnny.